too, so they're good. Like watching you panic.
Yeah. One thing for the locals. We're going to go straight and then we're going to drop back into the river after them. So following us.
Righto, today we're going off-road driving, Everest and Ranger. So we've got the new Wild Track X here. The boys are just showing us how all the new sailplane stuff slides back and forth, and you can run timber all the way along your roof and right to the back, so you can pick up long stuff from the hardware and things like that. So it's pretty cool.
You can see that that's a good solid bar that will take load, and it allows you to put really long pieces of timber or ladders or whatever you need up there and strap them down. So forwards and backwards along here, and it locks into one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different spots.
Righto, we're climbing up the side of a mountain right now. Barclays driving. We're in the Everest, just got out of the Ranger, just swapping through all the vehicles today and just running through some drive modes. But these drive modes are very good for these just novice people that don't really understand what they need to do when they're forward driving. They can just match the modes to the terrain, and they can really help them out in tackling different situations and getting through different obstacles, and whether it's sand, mud ruts, snow, all that sort of stuff. It kind of figures the vehicle out for you if you're not too sure. So it really allows those novice people that are just getting into forward driving to be able to tackle some of the harder stuff and have some bit more confidence. Check out the backdrop. Absolutely stunning part of the world. I definitely need to make more time to come out to New Zealand and do some more driving. It's pretty awesome. So I've got a bunch of the next gen Rangers and the next gen Everest here, just running through all the drive modes, doing a good forward driving trip today. But we do have the new Wild Track X as well, so I'm going to get over onto that thing very shortly as we progress up through the line today. Seeing the Wild Track X that I've noticed on the trails today,
Yep.
What's the difference with this version than just the standard Wild Track? I'm definitely keen to see how that thing goes, and it looks pretty cool. It has got a bit higher of lift. It's also got a bunch of new features and stuff on the tub for accessories and carrying all sorts of things, kayaks, surfboards, that sort of stuff. And it's also got Bilstein shocks. So very interested to look over that thing today as well and have a drive of it and see how it goes. But in the meantime, just going to enjoy some forward driving. So I've just been told I've got to get footage of a specific sign that all you...
Kiwi shotgun hole through it as well too.
Apparently it's a New Zealand thing. All you guys over here forward driving and stuff, so we're about to go up that road, so you probably know where we are. There's a big hole in it.
Shotgun hole, mate.
Someone got their boomstick onto it. Cool little hill, so we've stuck it into we're just in mud and ruts. 4 low basically with the diff lock on.
So we're all sorted there, team, 4 low, and you got the rear locker in, yeah, perfect. It's just a little step up there, so you just need a little bit more throttle there, and it'll crawl up, man, you'll be fine.
Great.
Right, just eyes on Callum, he'll guide you.
Barclays driving again?
Yeah, always getting the good bits. Ty seems to miss out, but he's had plenty of fun with these things.
Yeah. I just like watching you panic.
Yeah.
love to bring the F truck over here one year and actually do a bit of a month-long trip around NZ. So might see if we can make that happen, eh? Righto, so we perfectly timed the driver swaps this morning, so that way we started at the end, and then at the end of today going to run the Wild Track X through some cool river crossings, and we're going to traverse up some rivers and stuff today. I love this sort of terrain and stuff for off-roading. It's just so much fun, and to be able to do it in brand new vehicles. So yeah, let's go. Barclay's going to drive first, and then I'll drive on the way back out.
What mode does it go in? Do you want us to put it in a particular mode?
I'll hop in the back with you.
Yeah.
He'll want us to put it into mud and ruts.
Mud and ruts,
and then 4 low. We'll run through the trail control as well. You can have a play with that.
Yeah, sweet. So that's called trail control.
Yeah.
Okay. And it maintains speed down and up.
Yep.
Just the whole time.
Look at this.
It has to be in 4 high or 4 low.
Yep.
So any off-road type terrain.
I don't think I could have timed today any better to be in the new Wild Track X at the last point of today's driving, which is traversing down through the river today. So pretty keen. Just tried the trail control coming through some of those crossings, and then also did the turn assist. So you press the turn assist button on the screen, go full lock on the steering wheel, and it'll brake that inside rear wheel, and the car will basically just turn around on itself. So it works pretty good. So yeah, very impressed with that. It'd be super good for, I know there's some really tight traverses and stuff, corners, there's some really tight corners on some trails in, say, Tasmania. I think it's a $1,000 track, can't remember, but there is one traverse where you got to like do a 3-point turn. You could just hit that button, do a full 360 in the car, and not have to do all those maneuvers. So definitely does have its place and its uses for off-road. So it's really cool talking to the engineers as well, talking to Tim just about, because he's a four-wheel driver himself, so he understands it and he gets it, to be engineering these cars, these Rangers, Everest, and yeah, that he's an enthusiast too, just kind of makes a big difference to the engineering side of things, because he understands where we're all coming from when we want different features in cars, we want it to be able to do different things. And good to chat with him today as well about the car, and also drop a bunch of ideas that I've had and give to Ford, make this car even better than what it already is. So, which is a constant evolution when they're building utes, is to make them better than the last one. So I'm just sitting here in the Wild Track X now. I'm going to show you the turn assist. So it's just here on the dash. So you push that button, full lock on the steering wheel, it'll brake the inside wheel for you. And then you've also got the trail control here, which will actually give you basically cruise control while you're off-road, whether you're going downhill, uphill. So it's similar to downhill descent, but you'll just constantly maintain that speed, and you can adjust it on the steering wheel, which is super good for technical terrain. Yeah, to be able to just maintain that and not have any sort of jerkiness in the four-wheel drive, and just gives you way better control.
Really different track going back. We're just going to go up to the right, just to be a bit kind to these people that are actually family that are sluicing down there for gold. Not a bad way to drop on it. Well, truly, just take your time, one at a time down there, team, very icy.
So super slippery down here, just dropping down into this river. Boys just pretty much slid to the bottom. Okay, I'm here with Tim Postgate from Ford, here with the next gen Everest and Ranger. Mate, what's your role at Ford?
So I'm in vehicle engineering and I'm responsible for the off-road capability of these vehicles, Rangers and Everest.
Last year I went on the launch in Melbourne and we did all the sorts of learning all the terrain modes and all the rest of it. We're up here in New Zealand testing all the different icy modes and mud and ruts and all the rest of it, really diving into those modes and learning how they work, both on the ice yesterday and now up in the mountains. What's the difference with this version than just the standard Wild Track?
Okay, well let's do a walk around.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So this is the Wild Track X, and the first thing you really notice about it is the stance. So it's got about a 30mm overall lift. It's got bigger all-terrain tyres on, general grabbers. We've got aluminium side steps, similar type to the Raptor. It's a 20mm lift with the Bilstein shocks and springs to match. And then the tyres are larger as well by about 20mm diameter for an overall about 30mm lift over a standard.
And the general grabbers come standard on this variant?
That's correct, yeah. They're light truck construction, so they're good, tough off-road tyres.
Yeah, awesome.
Provide a good mix.
With the shocks, is there a remote res on the shocks?
Yes, they're remote reservoir, and Bilstein obviously a premium brand there. So these are, it just provides better stability and better control in off-road situations, whether you're touring on gravel roads or doing some low-speed hill climbs and that sort of thing.
Okay, so this would be a good option for someone that doesn't want to go to the aftermarket industry and wants to buy something direct from factory that has a really good brand name shock already in it. Is there any electronic, like similar to Raptor, is there any electronically controlled variant to those, or they're just
no,
straight remote res?
These are passive. So not linked in like the Raptor ones. That's the premium. That's the top end for high speed off roading. This is more aimed at your overlander type person who's going to put a load in the back, do some four-wheel drive touring and camping and stuff, and these are the kind of things that those sort of customers want.
Yeah, I think it's a really good variant having Wild Track X with that style of tyre, a bit of a lift, having the suspension that it does, being able to, like you said, carry a load, can still tow a caravan, where Raptor is more the high performance side where you don't get that much payload as this, or you can't tow as much.
Yeah.
So this is a really good bridge between the Wild Track and the Raptor, I believe. I think, I'm pretty impressed with the thing and been watching it today on the trails. It looks awesome.
Yeah, good. Yeah, you're right. It retains the 3.5 ton towing capability. So on the roof, we've got the roof bar arrangement, and those crossbars are integrated, so they fold into the roof rails when they're not needed.
Oh, okay.
So it's more aerodynamic.
Yeah, righto.
So you don't have to keep carrying those around. And then at the back here, we've got the flexible rack system. So with you just squeeze the handle and you can slide it back, and you can put it in one of these 5 positions. So you can have it all the way back like that, and then you pull that lever there and this extra rail pops up. Now that's in line with the roof bars as well, so you can put a long load on there like a ladder, or a lot of people put a hoop at the front or the back, but they're permanent fit. You can roll that forward and you can still get anything tall in here, like a mountain bike or a dirt bike.
Yeah, 100%.
Whatever. Yep. Rear step here, the side step for getting on board or to reach in to grab other stuff, which the Raptor doesn't have, but the Wild Track and other Rangers do. Still got the roller shutter.
Very integrated, especially for like a tradie or a guy that's like, he's going to put his drop saw in the back and all the rest of it, can take some wood on the roof, but then also Friday Arvo, or Friday morning, bring the surfboard and go surfing.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Then the other features we've got are on the inside of the cabin. So we've got trail control, which is an enhancement from hill descent control. So hill descent control works when you're going downhill to control your speed, and you can adjust that with the cruise control plus and minus buttons. On this, we've enhanced that to be trail control. So it still does the hill descent control, but when you come to the bottom, it acts like low speed cruise control for off-roading. And that set speed, say it's 7 kilometres an hour or 5 kilometres an hour, you can adjust it up and down. That will take you up the other side of the hill. without
at the
having
same speed.
without
nice.
having to touch the pedals.
Yeah, cool.
So often on a bumpy climb, it's difficult to keep your foot constant on the pedal,
Yeah.
and so you're bouncing like that, and it gets jerky and that. This takes that all out and makes you look like a professional.
Super controlled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very nice.
That's good. And we have a trail turn assist as well, is the other feature. Bronco is where we pioneered it, and we've put it onto the Wild Track X now. And you're right, it operates the rear inside wheel brake when you turn the steering wheel to full lock. So on a really tight turn, it locks up the inside wheel, it slows it right down, locks it up, and that puts torque to the other wheel on the outside, which rotates at twice the speed effectively. So it pushes the back end around. So in 4 high and 4 low, that's really useful, and it can reduce the turning circle by about 25%. So you select it, it goes into standby mode, and when you turn the steering wheel more than 1 1/4 turns, so almost to full lock, then it kicks in, and you feel it sort of kick in on the inside, and then it spins the back end around a bit.
Yeah,
It's quite a bit of fun as well. The rest of the Rangers have 6 drive modes.
Okay.
But Wild Track X has got a 7th one, which is rock crawl mode, and that's for 4 low. So if you select rock crawl, it'll put it into 4 low, it'll lock the rear differential, and it'll select first gear in low range, ready to go. And it optimises the traction control and dynamic stability control, all those settings for rock crawling situations.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we get a chance to use some of those today, mate.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we will.
this mountain looks like it's getting pretty steep, so
Yeah.
let's go try this stuff out.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Hello, here I go. About to jump off the bridge.